Another day, another chance to make great things happen. Greetings to everybody. How y'all doing out there? Hope all is well. These people are crazy out here. I can't even say crypto streets anymore. It's just these folks are just out of control, man. Out of control. I'm trying to understand something. Do people pick and choose what narrative suits their needs the most without really understanding the opposing view as best as they can? I'll say yes. Folks do. That's what I'm seeing and witnessing in this space. People are allowing their emotions to cloud their judgment. You know, they're allowing their emotions to cloud their judgment. We're human, so we're going to deal with a lot of issues, and how we handle these issues is what makes the difference. But at some point, folks, you got to be real. Hopefully you're being real, but you got to be not real excuse me, not real for the world, but real for yourself, true to yourself. Because when you wake up every day to see another glorious day, all you have is yourself. Whether you're whatever role you play in your life, you could, be a single person, you could be a family person, you could be whatever. What you have to do is live your truth. Live your truth within your truth and be fine with that, whatever it is. And not everyone is going to agree with your truth, and that's okay, and that's fine. That's why I have issues with this kumbaya energy that people want to say, like, all is good, when in reality, all isn't always good. You just have to appreciate the good, because there are always other factors that are present that show you the difference. You know, like we have to celebrate, not even celebrate. We have to apply our thinking, put the thinking caps on, not even exercise that organ or muscle that's in our skull. Like, we have to think, folks. We have to utilize our capabilities, our faculties. Like, yo, folks, come on, man. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on now. Put all the nonsense aside and really see what's in front of you and make a decision and be good with that. For so long, I've been hearing not financial advice, not financial advice. People are quick to say not financial advice. Why? Is because they don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to get in trouble for giving financial advice, because apparently you can get in trouble for giving financial advice if you don't have the credentials to give financial advice, right? All you keep hearing is nothing but financial advice being given. That's why at this point, well, not even at this point, but a few years ago, I understood the whole no expectations narrative, because all this time, I'm telling you like it is, right? I've been trying to toe this fine line or whatever, but people, whether they want to admit it or not, you end up contradicting yourself at some point, including me. That's why I have to repeat things constantly over the years, over and over and over again, to remind folks and to remind myself. No expectations, not financial advice. Do your own research, etc., etc., etc. All these things. Because number one, people are going to give financial advice. Number two, folks are going to have expectations, right? Number three, people are going to experience disappointment. Number four, folks are not really going to do their research. This is why you got to keep drilling. You got to keep drilling. You got to keep drilling. You got to keep giving these information, these things away, these principles away, and telling people just so that they can understand. For example, the do your own research thing, that's supposed to be for your betterment. So you don't get in a situation where you regret, you experience loss, because you could have avoided a situation if you had the information necessary to take whatever calculated risk you need to take. Like I'm at the point right now where it's just like, yo, there's so many levels to this, it's not even funny. YouTube is different than what it was 5 years ago, 6 years ago, right? They talk about freedom of speech. Sure, it's something that's supposed to be celebrated. It's a human right, the Constitution, blah, blah, blah. But we know we can't say everything that we want on YouTube, or else we'll suffer the consequences. Get your channel struck, get your voices cut, censored, channel just not even struck, but removed, taken. It happened to me multiple times. And so now I have to conform, right? I have to like play a certain game. If I want to continue, if I choose to utilize this platform, for example, just like if I choose to engage in whatever activity. In this case, we're talking about crypto. If I want to play a certain game, I got to play it a certain way. Know the rules, or understand the rules, do my own research, study the rules, and make it work for me. I thought I was doing something good a few months ago. I thought I was doing something good a few months ago, trying to help somebody I know find their loved ones who were missing, who was missing. Real shit. I got no time for the games. Like in my life, I don't like, I like to play, but most of the time, life is what it is. Serious person. So I'm trying to help somebody on the ground and online find their loved ones who was missing for weeks. Put it on YouTube. Guess what happens? Number one, it's crazy to me. Channel removed. No warning, no strike guidelines, nothing. It was just removed. I'm thinking I'm doing something. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to help a group of people who are in pain by showing this. And I learned the hard way. Why? Because what? I violated some type of terms of service conditions or whatever, by putting up instead of, before, missing people would be on milk cartons, but I had a whole thing that I just put on there. Just let me help on my small channel. Let me just put this out there. Who knows? Just to help. Nope. And I had to proverbially grovel to get my channel back. But just by doing that, thinking that I'm doing a good deed, voice got cut. I got censored. Channel struck, all that. So now I'm moving forward thinking, okay, now I have to be careful in what I do and what I say, because these channels that we praise so often, that we think that there are channels, they're not. We're barely renting these channels, because at any point they can just pull the proverbial plug and disconnect, and all the work that we put in gets evaporates, just goes just like that. Anything. If you were monetized, you lost that, years of work. I'm looking at all this and I'm thinking, yo, what's the point? What's the point? What's the point? What's all this about? When I'm hearing that, if you're talking about things that you like, you get threats, death threats. That's crazy. That's crazy. Just for simply having a difference of opinion, you're gonna get what? What? And you want to tell me there's some kumbaya out here? You want to tell me there's kumbaya? Salute to the chat. Randolph Schreiner, James Doe. It's been a minute. What's up? Levi, DeFi. What's up? What's up? Just for talking, just for saying something that just goes against whatever opposing view. I mean, this is just it. I don't even. Again, when you want to just stay the course, you want to be focused, you want to just be in a position where you're concentrating on what matters to you in your life, minding your own business. I mean, am I missing something if I'm thinking that things should be okay, things should be fine? You're not bothering a soul out here. But I guess when you speak truth, that disturbs and rocks everybody's boat who goes against your truth. It is what it is. But at the same time, to receive like super polarized opposition, and it comes in the form of cutting your voice, that comes in the form of receiving death threats, that comes in the form of disturbing your peace, for what? I don't know. Like, somebody reached out to me and said, hey, um, dealing with this crypto stuff, this crypto craziness, crypto. We're all, first of all, I'm gonna say this too, and I said this before, but I'm gonna reiterate what I've said before. Just being in cryptocurrency separates you from the majority of the people in this world. Why? Because the majority of the people in this world do not deal with crypto. Number one, for whatever reason. Number two, because we know this asset class is extremely volatile, right? It takes a special type of person to withstand the the ups and downs, right? And the aggressive activity that takes place in these markets, and to just want to continue to remain in the market. It takes a special type of human being. We're not regular. Those of us that are in cryptocurrency, and it's not just this community, I'm talking about crypto in general, whatever. We're not regular folks, right? I like to think of us as being just, just risk takers is an understatement. It's an understatement because many of us, and because there's levels within that, some people wouldn't even touch Bitcoin at all because they see it as being too risky, even though those who know better, know other factors of why, of what supports, God gives us reasons, supporting reasons why we're in this space. And we're talking about boring ass Bitcoin. Forget about anything related to DeFi. We're lunatics in the eyes of the mass populace. We're lunatics. The reason why these juggernauts, the Grayscales, the Black Rocks, Fidelity, and all them have been in here. Don't act like they had J.P. Morgan Chase. They've been, you know, not even sniffing, but deeply entrenched behind the scenes. And this is because of their greed factor and the desire and the thirst to continue to control. Central banks too, governments too. You don't think they have crypto? They want to control. They want to continue to remain in power because they see what's going on. That there's a group of crazy people, us crazy people. And I say that as a term of endearment because we're out of here. Like, as far as like, you can't have the conversations that we have or that we hear within our own echo chambers and ego chambers, within Telegram groups, some Twitter spaces, YouTube, et cetera, et cetera. We could only have these conversations with folks who are aligned with what we do here. That's it. Because in the real world, folks will laugh at us. They'll take us for jokes. This is not regular. We're not regular in that sense. This is not, mainstream stuff we're talking about here. It's cutting edge, revolutionary. So there's a spirit of just insanity that's tied to that, just in my opinion. Tips of the spear, like we just taking all of the hits for everyone else to come behind us. That takes a special person to be able to withstand all of that. And on top of that, you still have to exercise some level of emotional intelligence, some self-control, self-discipline throughout all of this madness. But we understand this is what happens within this volatile market and any market. There's moments where things are sideways, just like in life. They appear to be sideways or level. And there's things where things are just through the roof, everything going up and then everything going down. You have days where it's just stormy weather, storms that can last for too long to our liking. And then you have times where the weather is nice, sun is out, clouds, temperatures great, people outdoors, you living, enjoying life, and you act accordingly. If it's raining outside, put on your raincoat, umbrella. You good. Bear market. Like you can't apply those types of analogies to the bear. Sure, it's gonna be a 3 year long rainstorm, but you wear your adequate clothing to protect you from the elements of the weather. And then when it's great, when you got the 1 year bear bull market and it's sunny outside, you deal with whatever comes with that. You're on the beach, sipping on something exotic, or do whatever it is that you do outdoors when the weather's great. Why can't people just keep certain things simple? It is beyond me. It's beyond me. And somehow folks will see this as giving financial advice or whatever, whatever. That's your choice. You could flip it and bounce it however you want. I'm just talking. I'm just talking, you know? The reason why I kind of like seriously, like I don't even talk about like the onboarding and all this onboard, like just that saying that is cringe. It reminds me of network marketing talk. Amway, Primerica, Herbal Life, network marketing, multi-level I don't, that's not me at all. I don't do that, whatever. But the reason why I kind of slowed down considerably too, like I just stopped, not even slowed down, because slow down would suggest that I'm still talking to people in my regular life. No, 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 no. Reason why? Reason why is because people have to learn also to do their own work for themselves. Do do for you. You're not gonna have me do more than you. I'm not gonna run faster than you. Not gonna work harder than you. Trying to help you, but I'm working harder to help you. It's not happening, right? But the real reason why I kind of slowed down is when people who I quote unquote on board, I gotta use a different term because it's just like it's cringe for me to even say onboarding. Onboarding. You onboarded? Like I just, had somebody fly on a plane, come on a plane with me, and we going somewhere. Nah, no on board. What? A train? Yo, when they started coming to me 2 years ago, because I encourage people to do their own research. Like really, this stuff is online. This is not something you find on CNBC or Fox News or regular mainstream television. You gotta go onto the internet, tap into YouTube, tap into Telegram groups, tap into Discord, tap into toxic ass Twitter, and figure it out. I could show you the way. You got to keep walking the path, right? You could bring the horse to the water, but the horse got to drink that water. So it's on you to drink the water. They would come back to me and tell me, yo, what's going on with this drama that they find with people arguing with each other? And they would ask me, like, this is what like, this is what I'm a part of. I'm like, yo, man, don't even focus on the drama. Don't even focus on this babiness that people want, the infantile, immature behavior from adults who you'll never meet. Think about think about what this code does. Let's go back to the basics. Think about what this does. Don't worry about the colors for hex. I was told by young people that color looks zesty as F. Okay? Zesty, zesty. LGBTQ zesty as F. And it's not something to be pejorative, but I'm looking at them, I'm like, I don't care about that. That's not what I'm showing you this for. They're like looking at, RH and they're like, what is that? Flat out. Never mind what is that. Think about what the man has been talking about for years. The good information, not the crazy Prada Louis bag talk. Not that. Think about what he's been talking about with respect to crypto. That's it. Forget about what he's wearing. But this is the feedback I was getting 2 years ago, right? So I'm trying to say, listen, just, no, I get it. No, I get it. I hear you. But that's not the guy that's giving you yield every day. Okay. Forget about the colors of this weird token looking to, and I get it too. The name alone for me in the beginning, I thought this was all a scam. I thought dude with the top hat was trolling the entire space. I didn't care for him at all. Thought he was scamming the entire space. I'm like, yo, you can't be serious. This is a magician trolling everybody. It was a fundamental mistake, the worst financial mistake I've made in my life, because I just stood in my own way, blocked my own opportunity from really seeing what was in front of me. I'm like, you cursing the crypto space? What kind of name for a token is Hex? Oh no, that's short for hexagon. The six-sided, object, and this and that. And no, that's in some circles. That's we understand you hexing. That's a curse. You're cursing something, folks. This is what that was my you know reasoning and obstinance, and my obstinance and being stubborn. I just let 10,000x go by, just like the majority of the world. My mistake, I learned from my, and I told the boys, listen, don't worry about all that. Forget about that. Think about what this thing has done. You don't want to look at a chart. I know that looking at charts, like, just, you got to be a special person to be in this space, because I don't want to look at any damn chart. I want to look at digits going up. I want to see bread every day increase on a level. Like, that's it. That's me being simple with it. That's just me. I don't care about some charts, lines, arrows, triangles. I don't care about any of that, yo. Some of you do. Shout out to y'all, because we have to have everybody of all walks of life, because that's what this captures, who contributes something into this space. Shout out to y'all. It's not an affront to you if you do technical analysis and these are your things. That's just not what that's just doesn't appeal to me. It's just, but it's there. It's there, and it serves as record. The blockchain captures everything, right? Folks are unwilling to step outside of their own path, not exercising. Forget about just intelligence, but emotional intelligence, and they lose control. And every year there are different terms that come out in the cryptocurrency space, because the internet is undefeated and you're dealing with evolution. And people now this year are saying it's one of the many operative terms that folks use is coping, cope harder, ha ha ha. Meanwhile, in the mental health field, coping is a term that's embedded in the diagnostic statistical manual, in a sense where when you applying, you giving diagnosis to people who struggle with mental health, oh yeah, and they're taught through treatment how to develop their coping skills to manage life, to manage through stresses in life. It's not taken as a joke. But folks here in this side of the world, this is why I say we're lunatics. This is a certain level of spirit of lunacy that's present in this space, that's celebrated. And to me, it's almost like it's demonic in a way, because you're saying people are coping harder. You don't know their threshold. You don't know what people are going through and what they can handle and what they can't handle. Everyone has a story. Everyone is dealing with their own challenges and issues in life. And then you go on to this, you come into this community. You attach yourself to whatever you want to believe in as far as crypto, and you're listening to folks talk crap. Some people can take it, others can't. And the underlying, the common denominator in all of this is about money, right? So when you're not seeing your money grow, for whatever reason, you're seeing the value go down. Your money's getting devalued by the day, throughout the day, over weeks, months, even years, right? And you watching folks make jokes about you. You watching people insult you. You watching people call you names and all types of stuff. Again, if you don't have thick skin, right? If you if you're dealing with all types of issues behind the scenes that the world doesn't know about and the world doesn't even care about, you'll mess around and end up in a crazy situation. That's why you find so much drama on things like crypto Twitter. People are looking for something to attach to because in their real lives they don't have it. So they create some type of fake following. And I'm not saying fake like they bought their following, but it's almost like it's, groups of people, sure. It could be, real people who follow you, sure, but they don't really know you. But because you're, folks, human beings, you crave, you need that contact, you need that attention, you need to connect with people and vent and do something. When you're feeling hurt and you're crushed, oh, you could easily pick up your device and connect to something else, a different world of individuals, and complain and pour your woes out. But do you think all the people that you're venting to is gonna give you that fuel, that nourishment to reinvigorate and boost your self-esteem that you're looking for? No, it's not at that level. It might last for maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a full day. But if you don't constantly work on yourself, you're wasting your time. It all goes back to doing the self work. You work, you work. Nobody does this work for you except you. This is why these tools are here, to work on your behalf. Stop waiting for people to make decisions for you. But this market, this space, this community just wants to like cry, constantly whine, and look for somebody to save them. Who's Bitcoin saving, right? Who's Vitalik saving? Who's Charles Hoskinson saving? Who did Dan Larimer save on EOS? Did Charlie Lee save anybody with Litecoin? Who is Changpeng Zhao saving? Roger Ver, who you saving? Justin Sun, who you saving? It's weird when you have a billionaire 2 years ago, or somebody will let says he's a billionaire in the movie. Y'all know who he is if you know who he is. Talk about, oh, y'all not gonna see 10,000x because you're not gonna hold on to it. Like he said it 2 years ago. You're not gonna see it. You're not gonna wait. You're gonna let it go. This thing's been out 4 months, 4 months, and it's just nothing but an inferno of drama. You know, people just like they don't know what to do. They don't know. Keeping still is a bad thing. It's all subjective. My plan doesn't necessarily work for you. Your plan doesn't necessarily work for me. Who cares? All it should matter is what your plan, what you devised to work for you is all that should matter. I don't care if anybody aligns with what I'm doing or not. That's not the point. You're not living my life. You know? But this tribal energy, blah blah blah. Like it's weird to me because like the same onboard person, one for example, came to me and said, "Yo, that they sacrificed for Pulse Chain, they sacrificed for Pulse X, and they sacrificed for other projects." They're telling me they sacrificed for Liquid Loans, they sacrificed for Mintra. Okay. And they're looking at me like, what do I think is going to happen? I'm like, yo, I have no idea. I don't know. And then they're taking it, they're like, well, the market's, so this is what they tell me, the market's already down, you know, they don't know what to do. They're considering Liquid Loans as a wash. They looking at it like it's a wash. They looking at things like Mintra as a wash. What was another thing they sacrificed for? Um, some other project. Uh, they're looking at those things like it's over, and to the point where they told me, they know they made their own choice. They know that they had to use whatever information they had, and it was up to them to do it, right? But they're indirectly trying to guilt me, right? By saying, "Oh, I know it was up to me to make a decision, but if you didn't tell me about it, I wouldn't know it." I said, "I didn't tell you about some Liquid Loans. You found out about it from doing your own work, because like I told everybody, soon after Post Chain, if you were in Post Chain chat group, Telegram, some of the admins were talking about Liquid Loans at Post Chain, and then when they got called out on it, they directed people to go to the Liquid Loans thing, right? For example. So that's how you didn't hear me talk. And if you heard me talk about it, you knew what I said. You knew what I said. It's documented. November 2021 is documented. You heard what I said. So that you did what you did. You live with what you did. Just like I do what I do, I have to live with it. I can't blame anybody for anything. We're all adults. We're adults. It was like, oh, well, I don't know what's going on. Twitter, Telegram group. I don't see. They just talking, keep talking. Oh, you know, it's just talk. Post Chain is out here. It's been 4 months, and this and that. People are in pain, and I'm like, yo, I hear you. I hear you. All I can do is empathize. That's the most I could do, because I've said it many times. When this chain launches, there's gonna be a slew of things happen. It's gonna be a circus, a free for all, just like it is now. 4 months, an inferno, a smorgasbord, pandemonium, nothing but chaos. 4,000 plus tokens on the chain. It's gonna be chaotic. It's what it is. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna lose everything. You know? But that's just with what's on the chain. He's talking about something that is not even produced, and telling me, oh, well, why doesn't he, like, something weird he said that I'm like, yo, wait, 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 wait. Wait a second here, because I'm not gonna assume that. He said to me, well, he could give me the wallet that he sacrificed for Liquid Loans and Mintra. And I'm like, oh no, you're not. You're not doing how you doing that to me, like giving me his keys. I'm like, oh hell no. Are you crazy? This is not what this is for. I don't care about none of that. Like, do you, man. At least he had the wherewithal to say, yo, he's not gonna give me the keys for Pulse Chain. And Pulse says, because I wouldn't accept it anyway, because that's fraud. Like, it's not fraud, it's just like, yo, that I'm like, yo, that nah, man. Like, yo, hold your own. Carry your own weight, bro. Like for real, I'm not doing that. Like, what you giving me a keys? So like, you shouldn't even. Yo, what you doing, man? Crypto is a solo sport. Like this is you. You do your decision. You make your. Come on, man. Ready to give me his keys for the wallet that he sacrificed for liquid loans and Mintra. Oh man, yo, don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Because if you do that, it's just yo, something else is gonna happen. Like because I've been talking about my talk and what I've been saying for a long time, but these people haven't produced nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? Like this is something else. You think I've been streaming now? Oh, the energy is gonna go up. It's gonna be up. It's going to go up. Like, don't do that. Because then it's gonna something else gonna happen. Like, it's not about builders who already built stuff already. It's not about this. This is different. Understand that, folks. Like y'all with the RH Maxi and builder talk. It's not about that. It's something else now. Because if liquid loans was working right now, we wouldn't have this conversation. If Ventral is working right now, we wouldn't have this conversation. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the fact that they're not even produced and others have come after them and since have been on the chain working. What's up? You know, that's crazy. I'm not doing that. That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of like, yo, what was this? Me chasing a ghost that got 50 million and another ghost that got whatever millions. What kind of work am I going to expend right now that's like for nothing? Right? Unbelievable. Unreal. Like it's just unreal, y'all. Unreal. People are literally scared because of the whole SEC thing. They're scared. Hey, I'm not judging them. It's just what it is. Observation. Make an observation. Am I wrong? Folks that used to talk don't really talk that much because it's just what it is. I'm going by what I see. People are scared. Don't even know what trying to hold on to your convictions, but you're terrified because you don't know what's gonna happen to your bag. Do I care if you engage in trading? No. Hold on 1 second, folks. I don't care if you trade. I don't care if you like, XYZ token or whatever. That means nothing to me, man. That's your life. You live your life. I don't get it. People like, oh no, like what I'm doing. Give me support. Yes, fuel me, feed me, nourish me, right? Parrot what I'm saying and all this and that. None of that. I don't care. My channel's small. It's been the same. I don't go looking for all kinds of extra. I don't do extra nothing. I just do what I do and keep it moving. Right? It's just because whatever. That's just me. Those of you that thrive and live off like that, shout out to you. You doing something that feels natural to you. Keep doing what you do. I just like to exercise a certain level of responsibility in my message and what I say and what I talk about, what I do and how I live life. Because things are real. Things are real. And I can't go to a store and buy a soft drink with a Pulse chain token or a Pulse X or Hex token. I can't do it with Bitcoin. I can't do it with Ethereum. I can't do none of that. I mean, because this is real life. We haven't got to that point yet, if we're ever going to get to that point yet. You know, I put things in the proper context and proper compartment. And people want to mix everything up with their feelings. Somebody says something crazy to you on a Twitter and you just go, you fall apart. What? When people, in that all actuality, nobody cares. No one cares. You know? Shout out to the chat. Tin Top. Always a pleasure to have you. Alan Fizza May, what's up? What's up? Ladani Amor, what we doing? Rolando, how are you? Levi DeFi says, no, I don't know, man. You know, is there rules? You know, I'm not cursing a lot. I'm not talking about all kinds of crazy stuff. I can, but who can, but for what? You know? I don't know. YouTube does whatever YouTube does, right? Godfather J6, hope all is well. Yes, yes, yes. Twin fam in the building. Straight facts. You already know, brother. Power City here. Yeah, you know, it's a man. These guys, yo, Power City, and you know, KDP leaves Power City, and who's speaking up for Power City? Like, you know, this is the thing. Like, KDP, one of the most vocal people in Power City, just leaves. Okay, I don't, you know, just left, as in just left the you know, and will support on the side. That's what she said. These are the guys left Liquid Loans and implied the same thing. They're going to support from the outside, right? The guys that left Power Liquid Loans, the few that left. Now I don't know about all, but you know, goes and joins Power City. Then sometime later, KDP, like practically the face of Power City, leaves Power City. And I have an onboard who's basically telling me, they'll give me the keys. They'll give me the keys to their sacrifice wallets for the likes of Liquid Loans and Mintra. I don't know if they, you know, he didn't tell me about anything else, but he told me he sacrificed for other projects, and but like, look what's going on. Bear market down, prices of everything down, and they're still waiting for something that they sacrificed for years ago that hasn't come to fruition, hasn't launched. I didn't judge them. I just told them, look, you do you. Like everybody, do you. Like you do you. Who cares? You think I wasn't like experimenting with a bunch of different things leading up to this point? Coming into crypto, of course, that's how you learn. Because a person could tell you so many times, just don't go down that road. Or don't put your hand over the stove when it's on. You might hurt yourself. But some people, they just don't want to listen. So they have to experience it. You know? Oh yeah, it burns. It burns. And that's sometimes experience is the best teacher in some cases. And that's where we are. That's where we are. You know, it doesn't make me feel good to hear people get rugged. You know what I'm saying? That's my personal thing. Doesn't make me feel good to see people get scammed, because I've gotten scammed multiple times in this space, doing things I had no business doing. So it got nothing to do with a narrow or max toxic, nothing. It's just being real. Those of us who you know, all this goes back to the dollar. We base all this to the value of the US dollar. So you can't say you're not a toxic fiat dollar person. If all of this we talking about, we equate the value. We don't equate. We don't live on top. We don't even live in Bitcoin terms, Satoshi terms like that, like the Bitcoin maxis would dream about. Everything in life is denominated. The value is denominated in Satoshis and Bitcoin. We don't even live that way. Well, we equate everything to the US dollar, especially those of us who live in the Western world. I mean, really, what they call it, the number one reserve coin in the world, reserve currency, the US, everything. So stop with the toxic this and that, the RH mag, the foolishness. Because this is BS. Because we're looking at the value go down, the value versus what? What's going down when you see these boring charts, these boring red candles y'all like to look at, and green candles y'all like to look at. Boring as I don't care about X, Y axis, X axis. I don't care about none of that. RSI, MACD, capitulation. When I'm engaging and interacting in the real world with people, real life, we're not talking about indicators and Bollinger Bands. We're not doing that. We're talking about how much this is going to cost when we go buy it. How much this we got to spend when we got to do this and do X, Y, and Z in dollar terms. So we all dollar, fake dollar maxis too. Please. Oh, weird thinking. Weird. I'm going to, like, I can't even in good faith, like, really just go outside of that. Oh, yo, wait a minute. What'd you buy your hex at? What was the value? The ratio is what? The hex versus money. Hex versus US dollar. It's not about hex versus hex. Oh yeah, it cost me, 1,000 hex to get this Porsche, to get this BMW. Yo, man, I just bought a house. You know what I'm saying? It cost me 500,000 hex. Yeah. Yo, inflation keeps going up, but this what? How many percentage did Jerome Powell? He said how much hex is going. The rate is going to go in terms of hex, or Bitcoin, or Ethereum, or Pulse Chain. No, we're not there. We're not there. Yo, we're not there, man. Yo, that's fire. Promise City. That's what it's looking at. Promise City. That's just the truth. That's what it's looking like. A promise. Because that's all it's been. Until it materializes, that's all it is, man. People are just asking me questions, giving me ready to give me their wallets. So, and then if I tell you, man, if I do that, I'm just gonna be bombing on y'all every day, yo. You kidding me? But I don't even have the time to do that. if I was if I didn't have responsibilities, like, if I, my overhead was, I didn't have all these commitments and obligations to me, and I had a wallet or I sacrificed for these projects that didn't come out yet. Oh, I'd be relentless. 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 Yo, what we doing? I don't care about no expectation. What we doing? What we doing? What we doing? Like, what we doing? What's going on? Where you at? Liquid loans, where you at? Metro, where you at? 9-inch, where you at? Like, it'd be like constant. Me owning a wallet that sacrificed for these things. Me, give me those keys. Yo, you want to talk about what? What? Y'all have no idea. Got no idea. No idea. No idea. That one guy that somebody, like, it's true. There's one guy went on the spaces and openly said, yeah, he's the person. He's the person that complained directly to the Alphabet Agency about Richard Hart. Okay? Yeah. I'm not, like the kids say, it's not cap. It's not lying. I'm not in the practice of lying. I don't do that. Went to the SEC, complained directly. I think his name was Cleo or something like that. CL something. Yeah, the panel was addressing him. It's not allegation. Nothing. He proudly was like, yes, because Richard like was doing him last year, $12 million. Enigma Diamond and all this stuff, and you doing all this prancing around, and he went and complained directly. So these folks over here that's still holding the dreams of unexpectations from these people who sacrifice. What do you think could very well happen? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think can happen? I don't know. I don't know, like, what I mean by I don't know. I don't know what y'all don't know that can happen. The same thing can happen. They saw Richard got 1.7 billion. Dude saw and he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. He couldn't take the twerking in front of the Peacock game. He couldn't take the weird clothes dude was wearing. He couldn't take none of that. He couldn't take the cars. He couldn't take the braggadocious nature of what dude was doing, the ego driven, blase blah marketing he wanted to call it. Dude could not take it. So he went and SEC, oh yeah, he knocked on that door and dropped a quarter, not even a dime, dropped a $50. You don't know who's listening. You don't know who's watching. You don't know who's doing anything. And y'all chilling, driving around, handing out eggplants. Like, what? Like I said, even Buck tweeted back at Hexy Bassett and said, as if the outrage marketing helped Richard Hart. Like, you doing this as if the outrage marketing that Richard was doing last year helped him. Look where he got him. Meanwhile, that could have been part of his strategy as far as Richard, but who knows? But like, y'all try to follow suit and do some stuff and think there's not gonna be any ramifications or consequences. Are you prepared for the consequences? One thing if you're prepared, but if you're not and you willy nilly, you wild wild west, you just like reckless abandon, running out here doing all this, and that's on you. It's on you. It's on you, man. Bear market blues, man. It's the bottom of the bottom, going through what we're going through, all this crazy stuff. But it doesn't have to be if you don't allow it. You don't have to really ingest all the negativity. Like, this is different. It's different, man. Taryn, what's going on? Helen says, I'll take the wallet, sell everything for Hex and stake it. That's if you get it. You'll take the wallet, right? But what if nothing materializes? Like I always say, guilty before proven innocent. You know, you're guilty before proven. Like, that's how it is in this space, man. Until you could prove otherwise, you suspect. You suspect because that's just what it is, man. Sorry, not sorry. Not weird. Thank you, Randolph. Thank you, Elliot. What's going on? You got the coffee. Wow. I hear you, man. Said de-dollarizing into crypto since 2018. Yep. I hear you, man. You got years of experience in this, yo. Years. 90% loss. Yeah, a lot of us are suffering. I mean, in terms of value, yeah, it's but people look at it different too. They take advantage. They take advantage of these moments. Those of you, those not you, but people who can and they see opportunity, they jump on it, man. They jump on it. They make the chaos and confusion in the markets work for them. Like I don't I yo, you knock yourselves out with these meme coins. Knock yourselves out. Like I think about it. When I got into Ethereum, uh in 17 too, 2017, Ethereum was barely 2 years old, right? Okay. Doge was present in its own right. Dogecoin, blockchain, joke coin. It didn't make sense for me to just like bomb on Doge or other coins and stuff like. I'm like, yo, this opportunity is left and right. It's just whatever. It is what it is. That's why I never was able to appreciate the one-sided mentality from Bitcoin maximalists. Even though at the time I liked Bitcoin, but I'm not going to be I'm not narrow-minded and in one view and perspective and think nothing else matters when you're watching, for example, Ethereum help people produce yield and dividends and streams in ways that Bitcoin can't. And so what? I'm going to be mad at making money, right? The common denominator again, like what? Don't get me wrong. Like so much of everything that's out there has just dust. It's dirt. It's trash. There's a lot of stuff out there that's just trash. But come on, you'll be fighting forever, yelling forever. Oh no, don't invest in this. Don't invest in that. Don't invest in that. What kind of again? What type of quality of life is that? What type of quality of life is that? My thing is, yo, liquid loans, where you at? Power City, where you at? Mintra, what you doing? Pulse pot? What? Where you at? Where you at? Like where you at? It's not. It's just what it is. Where? Right. You got projects that have launched. Shout out to them because they launched. Can't be mad. They launched. Okay. Good luck. I hope everyone does well, fares well. But y'all that just y'all that's just sitting still with millions of dollars giving updates of an announcement of an update. You see what's happening. You see what's happening. You see what's happening. It is what it is. See things for what they are. People really need to see things for what they are. You know? Thank you, Prospector. Appreciate that. You know? Exactly. That's it. That exactly. That exactly. Cleo. See, I wasn't off. Dude flies Spitfires in his free time. He is doing okay. Oh, who you referencing on Randolph Schreiner? Who you referencing? Crypto Gains Club. Got to keep your head on a swivel. 100%. You were cool with PP. That's the one. That's yeah. He said he He also invested in poor pleb. Yeah, but he got those poor pleb. He said he got those. That was like that, and he said some other sacrifices, and I just like, all right, wow, you put yourself out there and you saw what was going on, and of course, here we are still waiting. Oh, you saying Cleo is the guy who is doing okay? I hear you. Well, he sounded like he was thrilled that the alphabet agencies are investigating. He sounded thrilled. I mean, it goes back like you're dealing with human beings. People pissed off years ago with tons of projects that have come and gone, and they sought, you know, um, some type of assistance from regulatory bodies. You name them. It's not brand new. And what you did, and look what's happening now. Folks are, I don't know, man. Like it's weird. It's very, very, very strange, very bizarre. I don't understand why people are standing in their own way. It's like folks need really a support group, and I don't say that to be funny. Like we treat this as such, right? In a way, we do in our own way. We connect, we talk, we express ourselves, we vent, share ideas, differences of opinion. That's how we grow and thrive and lend support. But I'm not going to engage in things like, oh, cope harder and you know and embrace someone else's like struggle in a way, right? Like I'm not doing that. It's unfortunate that so many people who took a certain stance in the beginning with Hex have switched, but they switched in a way where they switched their position, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with quote unquote changing your opinion or ideas or like update worldview. But when you downplay those who want to remain committed, or you insult those who want to remain committed to what you were once committed to, that really there's no reason not to remain committed other than nothing, then that to me is like, wait, there's a fakeness to that with me. You know what I'm saying? It's just you wanna engage in a whole bunch of different things, then you do you. That's what this space is for. That's what it's about. You can't control what people do or don't do. I don't get it. I like this question right here. What do you think is the best way to move forward for RH Maxis? Uh, the best way to move forward for RH Maxis, I don't know, because to be honest with you, I don't see myself as an RH Maxi, right? Because I move by the beat of my own drum in a way where, sure, I appreciate Hex, I appreciate Pulse Chain, Pulse X, Incentive Token, right? And but when I'm using Hex, for example, and I create an HSI or HMI, I'm also earning Hedron. Then I don't just dismiss. I don't treat that as a perpetual dump token, right? And when Hedron is staked, I get Icosa, which when you stake Icosa, you get Icosa and Hedron. Like I don't dismiss, I don't treat those tokens as, anything that I can't receive yield from, or that's gonna just basically yield me nothing. And those are not tokens that Richard Hart created. So everything is subjective. Like it goes back to what you believe in. You can just solely believe in Hex, but you can't really just believe in Hex if you don't have Ethereum or Pulse Chain. This maximalist thing, I've never quite made the appropriate connection. Like if you want to talk about maximalism, like in I guess the a more absolute form, Bitcoin maxis are more, I guess, entrenched into that type of thought pattern, like as far as being maximalist in a sense, right? But here, like, I mean, look at Richard, like RH Maxi, but you were mining Bitcoin. Initially, he was a Bitcoin person, then realized Ethereum had more to offer. Did he dump his Bitcoin? I don't know. And through Ethereum, he created Hex. And so that almost, right, it takes away from this one coin mentality, right? Because you're dealing now, you still got probably got your Bitcoin. I'm just guessing, right? The man is cheap. Don't make no mistake about it. Hexo paid for the dinner. That's just what Hexo said. So unless he's lying, the dude's cheap. Richard, he's cheap. Went from Bitcoin to uh right Ethereum to right. And then he was talking about some Monero back in the days. So where's the maximalist? I, oh, I got you. You mean supportive of RH in general? Uh, how should I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna move forward? I'm gonna say it like that, right? Even though I don't think I'm a maximalist, because that's just like I don't know. I don't even understand that. I'm not dissing you, um, Randolph. I'm not dissing you. What I'm saying is moving forward, moving forward. If you just continue to use the tokens that he created, that's all that should matter. And outside of that is just whatever. Because again, he couldn't control or prevent anybody from building on the chain, but we all knew, he said it himself. If it was up to him, he would want nobody to build on Pulse Chain. And that got all these so called builders, and they're not even so called, they got so many builders and founders and developers pissed off, but they didn't directly say anything to him when they had the chance. That's what I find interesting. You didn't directly say anything to him. You just talk in some type of ego chamber that they created, whether it's in secret and private, or on a spaces in Twitter, maybe on a stream on YouTube. But when the man said this more than once, none of these guys, none of these guys went at him directly. They go at him when he's not talking to them. If you believe in Hex, focus. Focus on that. Believe in Pulse Chain, Pulse X, focus on that, man. And hope for the best for everybody else. As far as Richard, you know, for creating, just from a thought, from one thought that came to that man's mind, here we are today. So respect to that, maximum respect for that. I don't know about the cringe marketing, but maximum respect for just because of that one thought he had several years ago. Here we are today, where you have an abundance. Like even in 4 months later, 4 months, we have an abundance. I don't think turning backs on him is necessarily helpful, but everybody has a choice to do whatever they want. But like turning your back, why? Why? I don't know. Why? Like, again, it goes back to exercising some intelligence where people have to understand, like, well, what did you do this for? You know what I mean? Some people just want to follow Richard for Richard. I follow the coin that he created. I follow the coin that he created. There's a slight difference. Some people just appeal to his personality, and that's them. That's fine. That's what it is. But I follow the coin that first, and what it's done and what it can do, and the potential of what the other coins can do. And I'm not gonna disrespect that. Like that's I'm not gonna do that because he could have been somebody else. He could have done something else to make things much worse, and he didn't. Like we don't know what we have until it's gone. You know what I'm saying? And people are really not ready because if you're a thinking person, right? I like to consider myself a thinking person. When the chain launched and how soon after, maybe a day or two after the chain launched, he showed a video clip of himself saying that, I don't know, I don't remember verbatim, but that, Pulse Chain was live, etc. Said to myself, what if he walks away? What if he just walks away from crypto? What would happen? Well, you still have Hex as far as when you say immutable code is still there. It's just the founder, let's say, disappears. He's just not talking about it anymore. He disappeared, but the thing still works. But it would have some type of effect on the market because you see now how somebody says something strange or people say something that they don't want to hear and they dump hundreds of millions and even billions of coins onto the market and because they're in their feelings. So if something like that would have happened, then it would have an effect, I believe, maybe adverse effect. But then in the long run, who knows? Because no one has a crystal ball. Who knows what could happen in the space? Who knows what could happen in these markets? Who knows what could happen with these coins? Because I have to always connect and go back to thinking about what happened with Bitcoin and Satoshi Nakamoto, who left years ago. When did Satoshi stop communicating with the community and just left? Like 2009, maybe 10, just stopped. And what has Bitcoin done? you know, very interesting. It is. It is. And it's also, and it is that it's holding up. And when people talk about negative 99%, yeah, from a certain point. But was it down from its all-time low, negative 99% right now? No. Because then we'd be having a different conversation if it was. But it's not. Everything is down. You could say, let's say net 99 outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum, because everything down. But you have micro opportunities where people engage in things that present micro opportunities. It's happened every single cycle, every single year since I've been here. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I remember during the bear market between 2018, 19 and the end of 2018, December 2018, when Bitcoin held went down to 3K. There were micro opportunities within that year outside of Bitcoin for people to make money. Tons of micro opportunities. I was there. December 2018, Bitcoin hit 3K. Then fast forward to March 2020, Bitcoin hit 3K again, 3,100 again. They called it the COVID dip, right? And between December 2018 and March of 2020, micro opportunities throughout the year and change, the 15-month period for folks to make money outside of Bitcoin. And now here we are. It's still micro opportunity. There's micro opportunities within this 4 months on Pulse Chain for folks to make money. If that's what they want to do, they have a right to do that. Who cares? Because all this is about is money, right? Who cares? My stance is what it is. I like what I like. Doesn't mean that whatever you doing is necessarily bad. Just don't get scammed. Because everything there's inherent risk in everything that all of this that we're doing has risk. It just does. Some are, I guess, more risky than others. My thing is, and I'm gonna ask this again to folks like Alex. Yo, Alex, man, what do you think about what Buck believes, as far as Buck saying that he doesn't believe the T-share rate will magically increase the price of Hex? What do you believe about that? How do you feel about that? Because you created Hedron and Icosa that are tied to the T-share rate. Do you care, Alex? Maximus Dow, Dipcatcher, and Goki. What do you think about what Buck said about the T-share rate can't magically increase the price of Hex? When you have a slew of tokens tied to Hex, to the staking mechanism, meaning to the T-share. What do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that? Like, you guys got sub communities within the community that support what you got going on, and this guy who rallied behind builders and recruiting leaders in Richard Hart's absence is saying what he's saying, and believes what he believes about T-share. Like, you just not gonna let it, you just gonna let that ride? You're not gonna say anything about it? I'm gonna say this, and every time I get a chance to, because this is real. This is still about money. It's still about, like, let's make these things make sense. Let's make these things make sense. Because if that's what it is, if you really don't, if Alex, you believe what Buck said, that you don't think the T-share rate will magically increase the price of Hex, then what does that say about Hedron and Icosa? You building a thing, Icosa Hedron thing, so people could use it on Pulse Chain or Ethereum, right? And if folks don't use it, like, you change your narrative in a way. I noticed there was some kind of shift in Alex's style, where he said if people don't want to use it, they don't have to use it. Versus last year when Hedron came out, it was kind of similar, but people just defecated on Hedron initially. People called it a permadump token. And I like Hedron. I like Icosa. But then you got this guy that now you kind of supporting what he's saying, Alex. You supporting Buck and what he's doing. I see you comment under his tweets and this and that. And that's cool. builders do what you do, developers do what you do. But that statement he made regarding not believing the T-share, that goes against everything with Hex. Not believing the T-share will magically increase the price of Hex, that goes against everything Hex is about, yo. Like really, Hex is not just about some trading or holding it and not staking. What have we been talking about for over 4 years? Like almost 4 years. It's gonna be 4 years, December 2nd, 2023, that this thing's gonna be operating. And y'all have nothing to say. Like this is not about being an, starting issues, and no, it's about, yo, this is about bread, it's about money, it's about investing, it's about, listen, what do y'all think about what he said? If this is how you feel, let it be known. Because when you don't say anything, it's almost like you agree with what's being said and what was said. Meanwhile, what you created, like he's talking down on you on your projects. You could have differences, let it be known, but like y'all talk, whatever. Why can't you address that? I could pull the receipts to remind y'all. Because a lot of us, like, again, we hear, we know, we listen, we pay attention. Pay attention. It's one thing if it's about, oh no, I don't want to rock the boat, so I'm not gonna say nothing. Oh, that speaks volumes too. I said this before, and I'm gonna keep saying it. If it's about, oh, because what in his decks, in his exchange, he has your coins pulled up and like operating over there, and or what? Like I don't understand. Like y'all got, you know what I mean? Is it because all of your tokens are over on his exchange? Because it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. None of that should matter. Like to me, that's like a fundamental issue that y'all need to have a conversation in public about and tell everybody. Because I'm not trying to waste my time. I'm trying to allow time to work for me. Because time is something none of us can control. I'm not trying to waste my time investing in coins that really you don't believe will do anything for anything. Like I could focus my energies elsewhere. And this is me being, a person. Yeah, we talking about, oh yeah, builders, mass adoption, all that, on board, all that cool, all those niceties. So that's what we're talking about. Yeah. But no, forget about all that. What about this? Address this, because it's about the money. Address that. It's about the money. It's about the money. Not, man. Y'all don't care about me like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be for real. And it's okay. You don't have to care about me. But it's about the money, though. I don't want to waste my time and my on something that's going to yield nothing. If you don't believe the T-share rate will magically increase the price of Hex, then why invest in Hedron Icosa? Like, I don't understand why invest in perpetuals if the guys that develop them are not going to say anything to defend their coins. What are we talking about? Good people, enjoy the rest of your day, your evening, and night. Be vigilant, folks. Be vigilant. Be vigilant. Take care.